Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into a microphone. Why? Well, just because I can, and I continue with Dishonored 2, Blind. Last time I got the key to this side of the lab. And apparently it's overrun by blood flies.
The blood flies have gotten out of hand here.
Oh damn it. Okay, it kind of worked out. Okay, and there's additional incendiary bolts which might as well use. Are there any more nests around? Yes. Okay. Overall, this place is very much in the state of disrepair for a functioning hospital, which I guess it's maybe supposed to portray Duke Abel's, callous disregard for the well-being of his citizens. Because it's sadly oftentimes true in real life as well, and especially historically speaking, psychiatric hospitals specifically, they were pretty much prisons once upon a time, and actually in some ways they might have been worse than prisons, because some of the early some things that passed for treatment in the early days of psychiatric medicine could very well be described as torture by modern standards, and that's even discounting lobotomy, which is basically mutilating people permanently. But I'm just talking about the regular things that they did as treatment. Submerging people in hot and cold water intermittently, for example. Unsent letter from a patient. Mother, I know you're looking forward to joining me at Othermire, but the place is a brutal disappointment. The advertisements you were keeping seem to be from years ago. It's no longer a beautiful, luxurious place described in those leaflets. Under my apparently the current director, Dr. Alexandra Hypatia, decided to turn Othermire into a hospital of sorts for the underclass. I don't even have my own room. I'm told that the old VIP suites are impractical, so I sleep next to some grey-faced fellow who coughs his lungs out all night, and they've refused to give me access to the Moyer tanning boxes, and now they are only used to treat minors with vitamin deficiencies, developed apparently after not seeing daylight for months. Could you imagine one of us being treated like this? I'll have to stay until the next decent ship departs for Bristol, assuming I don't catch something disgusting by then. Yeah, they are really driving home what kinds of scumbags the nobility are. Only caring about not being able to use the solarium because it's used to actually treat people who have vitamin deficiency from working in the mines for so long. But first of all, I'm not sure if I like how far the technology has advanced in this world. It seems a little schizoid. at this point. And second, Moir and Son tanning box. Let your body bathe in your personal sunlight. Creative, life-giving, can't burn. Can't burn! So, what I was about to mention is the tanning beds specifically seem ridiculously advanced, because those are not really tanning beds in the way that tanning beds operate in our own universe. They, they are actually more akin, I imagine, to those lamps that you give that you get for plants to mimic actual sunlight, rather than just for getting a tan. Especially if they can't even burn you, because that's an actual danger that might happen if you operate a tanning bed wrong. Solarium schedule: luminotherapy appointments for morning of the second day, month of Timber, approved by Dr. Vasco. Anita Cordona 2 hours, Roberto Garcia 5 hours. Serve Mr. Garcia some valerian tea to ease his cough every day, or rather every hour. Please schedule a session for him this afternoon as well. Andrew McAllister 2 hours, Emilio Moliero 2 hours, Miss Lucia Pastor half an hour. The patient is pregnant and in very weak condition. Be sure not to exceed the prescribed time. Apply some thistle lotion before and after the session. Camila Durante 2 hours. Yeah, and judging by the length of the sessions, it's also suggestive that it's not really something that resembles our actual tanning beds from reality, because those you can only use for a couple of minutes if you want to be safe about it. And it's in reality much more akin to spending time in actual sunlight. So overall, I feel like they might have gone a little bit overboard with how the technology has developed in this world.
Vanguard personnel, ship change is at midnight. Miss the boat, you get another ship without pay.
Okay, this goes inside. To be honest, I should be able to just destroy it. Hot cocktail. Exploding bottles inflict damage over a wider area. I don't really need it that much. Okay, this might be useful. Okay, so this is the morgue. And I guess this is Alexandria. Okay, there is access to this place simply from the other side, so I won't demolish any of her windows yet. I will, however, steal her possessions.
Gotten something under my fingernails again. What was I working with? Iodine, perhaps?
Crown Killer strikes again. Sokolov's abduction. Dear friend, the dog captain just sent the word that he spotted Sokolov, knows his habits, says Sokolov buys whale blood off the boats by the gallon to make pigments apparently. See, you seem to share some interests with the old genius, so why don't you go and invite him over like we said? The sooner the better. He's probably staying on a boat in the bay. I trust you'll be able to follow his scent. Keep him safe in Addermire. Don't hurt him, or he will be useless for our plans. If you're hungry, though, the dog captain has served his purpose, and his second-in-command recently did me a favor. Wait, is she a cannibal? What? What does it mean, if you're hungry? Oh, and those are... Okay, this is definitely problematic, because those look like... Those don't really look like, you know, anatomic specimens. They look more like trophies. They are pinned with knives. Like their ears, fingers, feet. Okay, definitely problematic. Crown Killer rampage continues. Wherever there are opponents of Empress Emily Kaldwin, so follow the ghastly deeds of the Crown Killer. The first victims were the citizens of Karnaca, most notably Cory Brockburn, one of the earliest to so openly criticize the young Kaldwin. Just a month after the passage of her Sharecropper Rights Act, Brockburn urged the parliament in Bristol to hold a vote for no confidence. He never ceased to scrutinize the decrees from Dunwall Tower, attacking each with the same ferocity. After Brockburn's terrible death, several more fell in Karnaca, always old foes of the Kaldwin family, including Janice Tynes, the former editor of the Karnaca Gazette. A week after a scathing editorial called Emily an Empress in name only, Tynes was found dead in her office, missing several limbs that were never recovered. Then the murders spread to other parts of the Empire. Dozens have been now taken, the latest being Ichabod Boyle, a respected businessman from Dunwall who founded the Anti-Rationing Club to protest the recent imperial decrees on the distribution of whale oil. Okay, but it makes no sense that you can hold a vote of no confidence against an empress. Like, either it is a monarchy, which it very much appears to be a parliamentary monarchy, in the same vein as Great Britain, and in fact the very concept is very reminiscent of Great Britain. You have Dunwall, which is kind of like analogous to London, and then you have those other isles who are like different countries but within the same empire. So, you know, if she is an empress and there are dynasties, you can't hold a vote of no confidence, because you can't call off a monarch. You know, if this is a parliamentary monarchy in the vein of Great Britain, then depending on how how late in the history of Great Britain it's supposed to represent it. The title might very much be highly ceremonial, and the ruling might actually be done by Parliament, and there's probably some kind of a governor or like a prime minister or whatever, some kind of other executive position than the Empress herself. But then it would be a vote of no confidence against that person and not against the Empress herself. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Although, like, it specifically doesn't make sense that it's called a vote of no confidence. It's I don't think it works in this situation, because technically speaking you could devise, and there were historically analogous kind of situations where, for example, in the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, which was an elective monarchy, the nobility actually had guaranteed the right to rebellion. Like, it was called the Rokosz, and basically it was stipulated, and each king that became king in the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth under the free election system, he had to sign basically a pact with the nobility guaranteeing them certain rights, and the list grew longer the more the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth existed, and the right to form a Rokosz was one of those rights. Basically, they had to guarantee that should certain things happen, the nobility had the right to rebel against the king. But again, that's still not a vote of no confidence. High pressure. Explosions from grenades, oil tanks and bottles inflict more damage. I'm not interested in that.
You did well finding Anton Sokolov, my friend. The old man is with Kirin Jindosh, who's prying him apart, digging out all his secrets, adding Sokolov's knowledge to his own. Who knows what wonders of natural philosophy Jindosh will reveal in future days. But it's time for you to come out once again. Time to play. We have need for your special talents. The good doctor's due for a trip to Dunwall because Ichabod Boyle is next on the list. Make haste. And make this one messy. Give the newspaper something to write about and give the people of the Empire fodder for their nightmares.
Oh, so does she have like a split personality where one of her personalities is actually the Crown Killer? Because it said here in this audio log, it's time for the good doctor to travel to Dunwall, and obviously there are all of those trophies, so that's an interesting concept. Well, I guess it's not, it's not super unique. It's actually a little bit trite at this point. There have been many stories with this exact setup where the hero is, simultaneously the villain. But I just wonder how will it be resolved if I don't want to kill them, and I don't, because her, her doctor personality seems to be a genuinely good person. I regard her within and without. Okay, let's talk. Dispersed incendiary release. I'll take that.
Reminds me of natural philosophy lessons from Anton and Piero.
Are you a patient of mine? I'm sorry. I should know that.
I'm here to ask you about something.
Do you cover your face because you were hurt? The afflictions we treat here are more common than anyone likes to admit.
I'm not here for treatment. I'm looking for Anton Sokolov.
Sokolov? Yes, he was here for a short time, but she took him away to see Kirin Jindosh. Do you hear something?
What about the Crown Killer? The patient of yours?
The Crown Killer? That name came from the newspapers. I'm afraid I don't... Oh yes, the murders. I was in Dunwall, studying diseases found among whaling crews. Wait, did someone just call me? I've been forgetting things. The Crown Killer is an interesting case. I feel almost sure I could help with that. It's just, I used to do such good work and now my memory is failing me. Who is that calling me? Excuse me. We don't get visitors very often. Only
So
one
does she have
recently.
like a
Who was it? I forget.
does she have like a trigger phrase that makes her switch?
Are you with the Grand Guard? You know, I thought the Duke stationed the Grand Guard here to protect me. Now I'm not so sure. I assume you know what you're looking for. Let me know if you need anything. Excuse me. There's something that demands my attention.
An alchemist dedicated to the diseases afflicting sailors and mine workers. But her mind is troubled. Is she a prisoner? She feels trapped here. Why is she not allowed to leave Addermire? When the Duke's voice begins to play on the audiograph, a chill comes over her, and she sleeps. She wonders if bergamot might increase the efficacy of her black lung formula. Another part of her is watching. The Grand Guard interferes with her work, and she resents them. She could ease so much suffering. She fashioned a breathing apparatus for the child. Now she wonders if it has made any difference. This one has a good heart, but there's something else there too. Watching from the inside. Tomorrow, she will ask again if she might see just a few of the most dire cases. The patient regrets her most potent serum. She burned almost all the notes, but a part of her holds on to the formula. If they'd only let her deliver more oil of tartar to her patient with Challenger, to ease his hallucinations. The patient studied at the Academy of Natural Philosophy under Pierre Joplin and Anton Sokolov. Simon brought his dying son by boat, braving the rocks. She watched, helpless, as the soldiers drove him away. She cares for the patients, treats them with compassion, often refuses their money. She has a special interest in the lung and eye conditions prevalent in the dust district. For years, she studied in Dunwall before returning to the south. I know nothing more about this woman.
Okay, let's carry on.
Something is terribly wrong. But I can't put my finger on it.
Okay, there's some blood flies in here, but I should be able to destroy the nest pretty quickly. Although, do I want to? Is there anything useful inside?
She would say about this.
Doesn't look like it. Yeah, there's a whole head here as well, on a mount. But she has to know that her other personality is the Crown Killer. Like, you know, otherwise every sensible person would question why does she possess bloody trophies in her office, no less? They are not even like they are not even hidden. They are in plain view. Oh, this one is still alive. It doesn't seem like an enviable fate. Let's talk.
Are you all right?
Dr. Hypatia did this. She's the crown killer. But she's not herself. She developed a serum trying to help the miners. The first version caused horrible changes to her mind. It's too late for me, but maybe you can still save her. She's a good person.
What can I do?
In my safe, in disease treatment, you'll figure out how to make the counter serum help her. The safe code is 551.
I've always wondered what your flesh tastes like, my dear assistant.
She's gone. What happened?
Where is she gone to? Yeah, and I guess she is a cannibal. At least her other personality is. Do I have to hide from her? So I don't want to kill her, that's for sure.
I come and I go, putting Hypatia to sleep as I want. But even when she's awake, I'm with her, looking out through her eyes. My cold, dry sister. She saves her love for the sooted workers, suffocating deep down in the mines. For the children in hovels at the edge of the city, cursed with short, nasty lives. And for Vasco, her trusted assistant, missing now for months. Wherever did he go, dear sister? I long to take him apart, to roll in the mess, rutting against his slippery skull, driving myself against his red fever. In time, good Vasco. In time.
What?
They should have let me take the Vice Overseer. No, the Duke's a coward.
I'm not sure, because, you know, English is not my first language, but doesn't the verb to rut, doesn't that mean animals mating? I really hope it doesn't, because it would have rather disturbing implications of what she wants to do with his corpse after she kills him. Is there anything interesting here? Not really. It's just an alternate entrance, which I guess I could have entered even without a key, maybe? Okay, I'll go and look for Dr. Vasco's safe, which is supposed to be in disease treatment, which I think is on a lower floor. Yeah, disease treatment.
Is Hamilton in there? How is he?
He's losing it. Yelling nonsense for hours.
Could you understand any of it?
Something about being attacked by a monster one night. Some beast that wanted to scoop the brains out of his skull.
I see. Keep this to yourself, will you? No need to spread silly rumors.
Of course, man.
Let's find out if I can make him see reason.
What has broken? Did she die? Okay, there's someone captured here. This one is alive. Something is broken. Unconscious, okay. Okay.
Why? They have to know something.
He doesn't want to talk. Is he like frightened of me? That's a bit.
He drinks to forget his sisters. All three untimely dead. They were all he had. I revealed his secrets. Ask me no more.
He should calm down though, eventually. The guy in Dunwall did. I'll give you some time. A lecture on the bloodfly fever given at the Academy of Natural Philosophy by Dr. Alexandra Hypatia. Direct attention to chart 7. Here you have the final stage of the bloodfly infection. The patient is 37 years of age and was a school headmistress before her unfortunate encounter with a large nest in her deceased uncle's greenhouse. Note the lesions on her face and arms and the larval swellings throughout the body. But what the drawings cannot show you is her demeanor before death. The most striking symptom of the progressed infection is the protective attitude towards the nest. This tells us, even prior to the autopsy, that the larvae or their byproducts have infected the intention center of the victim's brain. Direct attention to silver graph image 4. There is no cure once the condition has advanced this far, though you can make the patient less agitated with generous dosing of opiates. The subject died 3 days after this silver graph was taken. Direct attention to chart 8. And here is the fully mature insect after its post-bloodfly transformation. Now in beetle form, note it has dropped its wings. It is no longer aggressive and may have beneficial qualities, especially in the field of agriculture. Without those insects, many crops across Serkonos would suffer, leading to the loss of yield and a marked reduction in profit. Okay, this seems to just be the music. Can we talk? We can't. For now. Vasco's office, yeah, that's where I'm going.
Hopefully it's inside.
What was the code again? 558? Okay, I'll read the notes first before I progress the story. Old note from Dr. Hypatia. Vasco, today was exhausting. I expect the flood of patients will be unabated tomorrow, well into the foreseeable future. It will be most helpful to me if you set up a triage area. Send me only the most urgent cases, especially issues of severe bronchial distress, black spittle, festering wounds, or pediatric cases with coughing or serious injury. These I must see right away. For the rest, could you please handle them personally? I trust your skills as equal to my own. Alas, I fear we must miss the little half day off we discussed. Next month for certain. Reminder, things to buy. Vasco, sorry to have to send you out again so soon, but I won't be able to proceed until we have the following. 1 large tin of powdered salt, compounding grease, but not lard, it goes rancid too quickly, rubbing distillates, glycerin, 2 vials of juniper, 2 vials oil of rose. I know the rose oil is expensive, but it's the only thing for clearing the lungs of phlegm, so what can we do? Maybe we'll plant our own rose garden someday, no? Wish that I could go fetch them myself. Vasco's diary. Alexandra's new serum must never leave Addermire, and no one must ever know of our failure. We tested it on ourselves, which we often do, in fractional doses. The night was sheer terror. It's hard to describe the effects on the mind and the frenzy it induced. We were not ourselves. Alexandria muttered to herself, calling herself Grim Alex, almost as if she had a total shift in personality. I cannot commit to paper all that occurred, but I burn with shame, remembering that my perspective shifted, as if my entire morality was upended. The following day, after recovering my senses, I felt better than I have in years. The serum might hold the keys to improving lung function and general vigor. It could even ameliorate the effects of some of our worst fevers and infections, but the costs are too high, the absolute loss of empathy, the unfettered appetites. And yet after a week, I watched Alexandra on the terrace below. She was in a terrible way disheveled, with words escaping her lips that were jumbled and wild. Her movements were unfamiliar. In the morning, I asked if she had tried the serum again. She was most alarmed, assuring me she would never do such a thing, never touch even a drop of it. She swears that only a sample remains, safely locked away for future study. Counter serum notes. This time it has to work. I'm certain the dosage is right. I only have one chance. Grind all the solid ingredients together, including aluminum salts. Done. Add some egg whites. They should have some in the kitchen, but I'll have to be discreet. Done. 2 weeks in my safe, away from daylight, should be enough for the serum base to activate. Add half a syringe of tainted blood, taken from an infected human corpse. If Dr. Hypatia was in her right mind, she would probably object to this step. But since the Grand Guard put Addermire after lockdown, several men have died killed by bloodflies. They might as well serve the greater good. All the previous blood samples seem promising. I need to avoid being seen again by the janitor. Heat the final mixture, inject as soon as possible. Okay, so I have the base of it. I just need the blood, which should be easy enough to find. I just need to go back to one of the corpses. Vasco's diary, month of nets. A patient arrived late at night, complaining of a grit in his eyes. The good doctor was resting, finally, so I took the case. After careful observation, I determined that the cause was silver dust from the mines. To bring forth tearing from the eyes, I combined glycerin and pepper oil, which I planned to follow at once with rinse. However, the burning sensation was apparently quite marked, and the patient was too distressed to let me attend further. However, the flow of tears was sufficient that I wager by morning her eyes were clear. I declare my idea for purging the eyes of grit to be a success. I could sell the formula just the thing to get dust and debris banished from the eyes. Vasco's formula for eyes and ears, that's what I'll call it. Fast and effective. All with Dr. Alexandra Hypatia's permission, of course. She knows best. No, I'm not a medical professional, but that seems a little deranged to me. To smear pepper oil into your eyes, like that seems like the exact opposite of what you should be doing. Just wash it with water.
I finally understand it. There's a part of Hypatia that she doesn't even know about. It's always there, riding along in her mind, takes over and forces her to use more of the original serum with some regularity. The Duke keeps her here and, if I'm right, sends her out on diabolical assignments. Hypatia is the one the newspapers are calling the Crown Killer. She leaves and comes back, leaving bloody footprints. But there's a cure, a counter serum. I'll try to administer it once I get my notes from the safe in disease treatment. Hello? Oh, Alexandria. I was just... No. It's you.
Yes, Vasco, my love. You're found out, and now we have some experiments to conduct. Come, I'll make you comfortable.
No!
Okay, I just need some blood from a corpse. It should be easy enough to find. However, there's still quite a lot of runes and bone charms and stuff that I haven't found, which makes me a little annoyed.
Why? They have to...
Okay, this guy doesn't want to talk. I'm not sure if he's broken in universe or out of universe. Okay, apparently there are still runes and bone charms up. Oh. Like on the roof? Okay, there's like a hidden room. But basically like the attic. Oh, the elevator actually goes here. Okay, but there's still a bone charm that's even higher.
Guard personnel, remember, the back dock is restricted to shift changes and watchtower operations.
That's a big drop.
Leech cuts. You gain health while inflicting sword damage or assassinating enemies. No, I'm not going to do that, so it's pretty pointless. Okay, and there's one room somewhere downstairs, which I am going downstairs anyway, so... Oh, this is the one I couldn't find before, and I still didn't know where to look for it. It's like in the basement? Maybe the elevator goes down from here. Like maybe if I call it up, maybe I can somehow climb down the shaft. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it at all.
This part of the facility's been abandoned for a while.
Was I in here? No, because it's actually locked from the other side. Okay, this is promising. This is definitely promising. Okay, that was promising, but that doesn't exactly help me. Okay, I think I'll just continue with the main quest, and maybe it will get somehow unlocked after I help Dr. Hypatia. Obtain infected blood. Yeah, I should be able to obtain it from this. Okay, and now I have to confront her. But how do I do that? Like, she seems to be hiding from me because if she wanted to attack me, she could have done that. She's somewhere over here.
Perhaps an algae.
Okay.
Your ridiculous morality held you.
Well, it's more that my boundless ineptitude held me back. So I guess I have to sneak up on her to inject her. There wasn't any visible option to do that.
Finally! What is this ridiculous trick?
Oh, right. No, I still have to heat it up. Okay, so I'm actually dead. I wonder if I can outrun her.
Break open your ribcage and eat your heart.
I kinda can. Okay, I need the burner.
It's ready.
Okay, let's go then.
Grand Guard personnel. Anyone caught taking medicinal supplies will be written up and fined.
You're dead. Where are you, my pale, posh friend? Oh. No. Not back to sleep. I won't go. I won't give it back.
Dr. Hypatia?
Yes. I'm sorry. Something's not right with me. Maybe I contracted something working with infectious samples.
No. Someone was poisoning you. But you should be better now. I found some alchemical notes and made a counter serum.
Poisoning me?
Don't worry. I'm gonna take care of it. If you need a place to lay low for a few days, come find us. I'm staying with an ally on a boat called the Dreadful Whale.
I need to lie down. Maybe a break from work is in order. A few weeks. I don't feel well. But my head is clearer than it has been in months. Thank you for seeing to me. I haven't been well. I need rest.
Okay, so I still don't know how to find the final room. This is a quick exit to where the game ends, but I mean the mission. Like, it seems to be some kind of a basement. Great. I literally killed myself. Great job, me. Okay, you know what? It has dawned on me that it might actually be a good idea to consult the actual map for once. Because if there is a legitimate basement, it should be marked on the map, right? Alongside maybe with a way to get there. Disease treatment, main lobby, blah blah blah, floor plan, -1. Yeah, there is a basement. But it kind of looks like only the elevator goes there, unless those are stairs, but that doesn't seem to make much sense. Well, the elevator surely goes there because it's marked. Because this is the elevator and it's the box on the map. But how do I get... basement is closed out.
5th Lieutenant Mikos, report to the duty officer as soon as you've finished your current patrol.
Okay, let's do this. Let's go to the top. And then I'll try to get... like in the... because I need to get into the elevator shaft without getting to the elevator itself. And I think it's possible from the uppermost floor because obviously the door is like disheveled there, I think. Let's go. It was like you had to go from over here. Yeah, I can go into the elevator without... but how do I do it now? Because I need to get like below it actually. Unless I can make it like drop and shatter it. Okay, but is this survivable? Yes, it should be. Okay, that's, you know, a hiccup along the way, but the general idea is good. Okay, I am very satisfied with having found this place. Oh, Vera Mores. Wasn't that... isn't Vera More Granny Rags? Well, I guess this will probably tell me. Because I assume it's going to allude to her in some way. If she is. Gus, seems like our VIP guest, Mrs. Vera Morey, has finally flown round the bend. She has been sent to the critical observation area, getting cold showers every 3 hours and the like. I heard one of the doctors say she might have contracted some nameless disease on the expedition to Pandyssia, another eccentric aristocrat trying too hard to live a life beyond us, our ordinary folk. Anyway, some of her stuff was still in her room, so I'll store it all in Lost and Found down in the basement until she's sent back to her husband. He's in for a nice surprise, considering how she spends her time now talking to herself and carving obscenities into pieces of bone. Just remember to give everything back when she checks out. Yeah, so I do think this is Granny Rags. My physician says I should keep a journal, says it will do me good to reflect on my ways and deeds, says the mark on my hand is just a tattoo or a blemish from birth, and the black-eyed boy is only in my head. Bunch of fools. I found where the administrator keeps the whiskey, snuck a bottle back to my room, easy as that. I think I could stuff a whale under my jacket and dance the gavotte and they would never notice. What would my sweet physician say about that? Or my dreary old husband? Oh my Vera, what have you done now? Mumble mumble, appearances and whatnot. I must get home to my collection of carved bones, such pretty things, brought all over from Pandyssia. How warm they feel in my hands. There's power here, something I could learn to harness. That's why I've been trying to be a proper lady again, with clean nails and a perfumed handkerchief. My physician says if I'm still behaved by the end of hearts, they might send me home. So smile and curtsy, ask for tea in the afternoon, comb my hair, drink my medicines, and I stopped trying to bite the attendants. Okay, I think I'm done. Oh, do I really need to climb all the way back like that? That's a bit annoying, but... Oh, maybe not. Maybe I can open the elevator doors from here. I can. Okay. I'll rendezvous with her and end the mission next time, because this episode has been long enough, so I'm going to save and end it for now. That's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!